Will India kick off its much awaited census next year? And will caste finally be included? Today we are diving deep into the census debate that's as politically charged as it is socially transformative. By the end, you'll not only know what's at stake, but also why everyone, from politicians to the common man, are bracing for impact. Let's start with the basics. The Indian census is the largest data collection exercise in the world, conducted every 10 years, recording everything from population size to literacy rates. It began in 1872 under the British rule, and in independent India, the first one was conducted in 1951. But since the last census in 2011, this scheduled 2021 census got delayed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And now reports suggest that it might finally happen next year, with the data being released in 2026. Now, why does this delay matter? The census data guides everything from government budgets to policy decisions affecting healthcare, education, and even political representation. So, will that delay in census data impact our daily lives more than we realize? Absolutely. If the census does happen next year, there's a significant twist in store. This census isn't just about counting heads, you see. It's a stepping stone towards delimitation, which is the redrawing of parliamentary constituencies. And that is a big deal. Imagine this. More populated northern states like Uttar Pradesh might gain more seats in parliament, but southern states, which have controlled population growth, might see their influence decrease. This has raised serious concerns, especially from states like Tamil Nadu, that are vocal about their possibility of losing representation in parliament, despite their progressive population policies. Could this actually create a divide between north and south? Now let's talk about caste. For decades, politicians and activists have called for a caste census to truly understand India's social fabric. However, you'd be surprised to know that the first attempt to gather caste data was in 1931. And today, we rely on estimates based on that outdated data, which doesn't account for societal changes that have occurred over the past 90 years. Why is caste data crucial? It's simple. Knowing the actual number of people belonging to each caste allows policymakers to make more targeted welfare decisions. Recently, Bihar became the first state to conduct a caste census, sparking a nationwide debate on whether the central government should follow or not. The Congress, JDU, LJP and other political parties support it, saying we need real numbers to tackle real problems. But the ruling BJP remains cautious. Why? Some allege that the data could reveal stark inequalities, potentially exposing imbalances in the power structure. For instance, what if it reveals that a particular caste continues to dominate positions of power? Such data could be explosive, you see. So what are we afraid of revealing? Could a caste census open a Pandora's box of uncomfortable truths about India's social hierarchy? Why is the government holding back? Some say it's purely a political strategy. Historically, the BJP has carefully crafted an inclusive Hindutva narrative, downplaying caste divisions to unify Hindu voters. By focusing on religion rather than caste, the party has strengthened its base. But caste-based demands are a reality that politicians can't ignore. In Bihar, for instance, the Mandal parties like RJD and JDU use the caste census as a rallying point, advocating for policies directly benefiting the backward castes. Their success is a powerful reminder that caste remains a powerful factor in Indian politics. On the other hand, the BJP's ideological wing, the RSS, has taken a nuanced stance, supporting the caste census for welfare purposes, but with a warning not to weaponize it politically. Are we avoiding the caste census because of what it might reveal? Could this be the data that shakes up the foundation of Indian politics? Supporters argue that a caste census is about justice. They say if we have accurate numbers, we can better target affirmative action, reservations, and welfare programs, ensuring that the most disadvantaged communities are truly uplifted. However, opponents argue that a caste census would deepen the divides rather than bridge them. They fear that once data is available, it may trigger a scramble for political clout and economic benefits based on castes. Some even worry that this could spark resentment amongst different castes if one seems to be benefiting than the others. Then there's the fear of political mischief, where politicians might exploit caste data for vote bank politics, you see. Is the caste census the key to bridging inequality or a ticking time bomb for caste-based conflicts? And will the census next year include caste? So far, there's no official confirmation. Interestingly, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has criticized the caste census but hasn't entirely ruled it out either. Meanwhile, Home Minister Amit Shah has stated that a decision would be made only after due consideration. Are we ready to face the truth about caste in India, Or are we content with a century old picture that doesn't reflect today's reality? As we stand on the brink of a new census and possibly a historic caste enumeration, it's clear that this is no ordinary count. This data will shape India's future politically, economically, and socially. It could be the catalyst for fairer policies or the spark that reignites caste tensions. India's choice to count caste or not isn't just a bureaucratic decision. It's a test for our commitment to transparency, equality, and the courage to face our societal complications head on. So, do you think India needs a caste census or not? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Newshamster for more such updates.